Hello there, welcome back to my channel. I'm coming at you with only a partial face of makeup because we're gonna finish up with the new Natasha Denona I Need a Nude palette. When this came out, it caught me by complete surprise, but when I saw the shades inside, I knew I had to have it. And once I started using it, I knew I had to share it with you. This has 7 mattes, 8 shimmers, and the shimmers vary in texture. Natasha Denona said she has new formulations in this palette, and as I was swatching it, I could tell. The 7 mattes in here just are extra buttery and smooth. They blend easily, and then the shimmers vary in texture from kind of full-on metallic, beautiful colors to a couple of more toppers, but they actually do transfer well and they do make a difference on top of shadows as they are meant to. Now, my question, and you may have it as well, is how does this compare to the Glam palette? And side by side, I think you can see there are some pretty big differences. The Glam palette is not only super cool, but very gray toned. And the I Need a Nude palette is still cooler toned, but there are some wonderful rosy shades in here, which I personally love. And I love this deep, dark, almost burgundy brown shade. This is my kind of dark shade that I love to bring depth to any look. So speaking of looks, let's go ahead and dig in here and let's get some eyeshadow on these eyes. I'm gonna start off with the Sigma E50 and go in with this shade called Fair. And this is, for me, when I have a lot of sunless tanner on, it's about the right tone, but as my sunless tanner fades, I usually will bring in a brighter shade. But this is a really nice, kind of, it can be an all over lid shade, brow bone highlight shade. It's a great color to have. To start off in the crease, I am going to go in with the Morphe M504 and the shade Wit. And I just really like to do this first, even if I'm gonna go in with the cooler gray tones, because for me, with my warmer skin tone, I just think this makes blending those cooler shades a little bit easier, and it just makes the whole look a little more seamless. You can see, I mean, effortless blending, truly. All right, now let's deepen things up a little bit, and we're gonna go kind of cool, and I'm gonna switch to the rougher number 15 brush. And let's go in now with a little bit of this shade right here, which is called Tender. And I'm just going to use the tip of that brush, blend this in the outer corner. And I'm sorry if you hear the puppy in the background. She just got up from her nap and she is a little rambunctious. She likes to find all kinds of things in this room to get into trouble with. And I'll just add a little bit more. But what I love about these shades, there is a perfect kind of stepped gradation in colors of each tone. So you can stay with just the pink rosy tones, do a really soft look. You can go with just the gray tones, and you have several steps. So it makes the eye looks really easy, or you can combine the rosiness with the gray like I just did, and everything just works well together. I'm gonna go back with the Morphe M504 and a little more of that shade called Wit. Now, every time I use this palette, I'm trying to make myself go with some different shimmers because I'm kind of gravitating towards the same ones each time. So this time, let's go ahead. I'm going to start off with a little bit of this shade, which is called Travertine. This is a beautiful shade, and it is a lot more smooth. There is still sparkle in it, but it's not... It has a little more of a feel of almost like that creamy texture that she likes to put in her palettes. But this one is softer and a little more subtle. So let me just build that up on the lid, and then we will go over the top of it with a little topper. Let's go in with the shade right below it, and I'm just gonna tap a little bit here on my finger, and we're gonna go in between that shade and kind of the outer corner color. It's so pretty. And same kind of thing with the shimmers in this palette. I feel like you can kind of do a gradation of tones, depth of tone, depth of color with all of them. All right, now on top of that, let's cool it off a little bit with this topper. It's called Mia. And you can see definitely has some silver. I'm gonna start on the kind of center and work my way towards the inner corner. And this can just bring a little bit of extra sparkle and life as the light hits, but it's not full on metallic. So I just think these shades are fun. If they have enough pigmentation, these are fun to play with, and they can just alter slightly the shade you have underneath. So fun. All right. For my liner today, I'm going to use the Stila Stay All Day Smudge Stick Waterproof Pencil in Spice. I recently repurchased this during the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty sale. I love to stock up on these when they are half price. And so I am just going to work this into the outer corner here and kind of create a little bit of a wedge. I'm not doing anything perfect because we are going to blend this out with a little bit of shadow. And then I'll take a little bit of that on the lower lash line, just in the outer kind of third, and then I will smudge it out with my finger. Then taking the BK Beauty 204 brush, we're gonna go in with the deepest shade in the palette called Silhouette. And this is just a great, very versatile shade. It can go with the pinks, it can go with the golds, it can go with the grays. I just love this shade. And I'm just going to work this over the top of that liner just to smudge it out and make it look softer. And then to finish out the outer corner, I'm going to go in with the rougher number 12 brush, and I'll do a little tap in this darker shade, Silhouette, and then I'll go into Tender as well. So tap, tap, and just going to use that to blend all of those shades and bring this up a little bit higher with my hooded eyes so you can actually see that color and it doesn't get lost in the hood. To finish the lower lash line, I'm going to take the Morphe M432 and let's go in with the shade next to Tender, which is called Mesh. And I'm going to use that just to soften the edge of that liner we placed down here. And now it's time to clean up under the lashes, add some mascara, and then we'll do some cheeks and lips. Let's finish up the eyes with some inner corner highlight. And for that, let me show you another shade. So let's go in with the shade called Whisper. This has been one of my favorites for the lid. You can see how brightening that is. Oh my goodness. And then I'll go back to this shade called Mia that we used. It's kind of our topper shade. Just kind of blend that into the inner corner and onto the lid there. Next, let's go to cheeks. And I thought it would be appropriate to pull out the Natasha Denona My Dream Cheek palette. So we're going to use this cream blush shade today. And I'm using the rougher number 4 brush. Let's just use a little bit of that. And I love this formula because I've actually already powdered my face, and this works well even on top of powder. It has a much more powdery finish to it than mini cream blushes, but so pretty. And then I'm just gonna wipe off that brush and go into the highlight shade right here. Use a little bit of that on the top of the cheek. And then I'm gonna add just a touch of the Gucci bronzer. Just kind of blends everything together. And I went ahead around the lips with my MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot. And now for my lipstick choice. This was a tough one. I didn't know how burgundy I wanted to go. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and just go for it. So I'm gonna use the Urban Decay 24/7 Lip Pencil in Hex. That is so creamy. It just blends right in. And then for my lipstick, I'm going to use the lipstick from the My Dream collection from Natasha Denona. And here's our finished look. I've absolutely loved this palette, every look that I created with it, including today's. I just feel like even though it's all neutral, I feel like there is a lot of versatility in this palette. And because it's the perfect balance of cool tones, I think this is a very easy palette to make work, whether you have warm tones or cool tones in your skin. And I really feel like the formulation in this palette is even that much better than her other palettes in the past, and you know I have loved those as well. So if you're in the market for a new neutrals palette that you can wear literally every day, then I would highly recommend checking this out. As always, I will leave links and a list of everything that I used in today's video in the description box down below, along with what's on my nails. Yes, I didn't have time to repaint them, but I feel like this is a great kind of fall pink shade. So if you're wanting to kind of ease into fall colors, I have really enjoyed this one too. So thank you as always so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye. Yes. Oh, you sweet girl. You're so sweet girl. Oh, you sweet girl. You getting so big. Yes, you are. Oh, getting so big. Yes, you are. Are you still mama's girl? Mm-hmm. You still your mama's girl? Yes.